Hello, hello. Campbell here from Spiral Up channel, and I'll just wait a minute or so to see if there's anybody out there. And today I wanted to talk about it's time to choose who you want to be, because we're living in some pretty interesting times, and we're definitely at the point where we need to make a decision and start moving in that direction. So, looks like there's a couple of people listening. So, I'll just start talking. Yeah, guys, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? We're all born to be something. We're all born with gifts. We're all born with something to give this world. We're all part of the puzzle. But most of us don't live like that. Most of us don't see our potential. And of course, that's got a lot to do with society and the system and what's going on. And of course, education. They love to tell us that we're a lot less than we actually are. They love to, tell us that we're not powerful. But in truth, we are powerful, guys. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. And if you're listening to this at any time, you're the one that you've been waiting for. You're one of the ones, because we look around and there's people out there doing strange things, people not thinking very clearly, to the point where, some governments are offering fast food and lottery tickets to get people to get bills prick. And I mean, that's just insane. I don't know if people are taking it up, but they probably are, because they're in a state where they don't believe that they're worth anything. They really don't. They've lost all their power, and they've given up their right to choose, and they're letting other people do that for them. And so, obviously, if you're listening to this, you're not one of those people, but we do need to choose. We need to choose who we want to be and how we want to be remembered in the future, because this is history in the making. It is. This time will be talked about for a long time. So where do you want to stand? This is the thing. A lot of people have been, complying just sort of to get through and to not make a fuss and all this kind of stuff. But I think we're past that. I think it's time that, we can't wear things on our faces. We obviously can't get things put into us. But we need to start saying this. We need to start questioning people. Why? Why do you expect me to do this? Because, the science is out there that it's harmful to wear that on your face. The science is clear. I myself went to the hospital a few weeks ago or last week for my arm, and they wouldn't let me in because I refused to wear something on my face. And I rang them up and I said, send me the literature that tells me that wearing that isn't harmful and that it stops anything from me breathing in anything. And of course, they sent me an email just saying, well, we're just following orders. This is the thing. There's no science to back these people up. So we have to start calling them out. We have to start saying, look, it's not good enough. Why are you wearing that thing on your face? Because I'm definitely not going to do it. Because, now that they're starting to target children, and this is getting out of control. So we need to be the ones who are standing up, we need to be the ones that people can follow, the ones that stand up and do something, and so give other people the courage to do something. Because, like I said, if you're watching this video, you were born for something. You were born to be here for this time. And many of us, feel that we're here for a reason. And, can you hear the call? This is the thing. Can you hear the call? Because I can. A lot of us can. And what are you going to do about that? Who are you going to be? Who are you going to inspire? Remember all these stories that we're told of heroes. What's happened to the heroes? The people who stand up in their power, for their ethics and for their rights, for their God-given rights. Where are they? Where are the heroes? Everyone seems to have disappeared. There's a few people out there, but they are few and far between. And it's time that we became the heroes. And I talked about this a bit in my last video, that, with confidence, you need to understand you're the hero. You're the one that can make the change. You can't wait around hoping someone else will, and it's with this whole belief that, something is coming to save us. Well, maybe something is coming to save us, and maybe it's you. Have you ever thought about that? Because relying, excuse me, on someone else to come in and save you is giving your power up. It's saying, I'm not good enough to save myself. I don't have it in me. Okay, now if someone comes along and saves us, awesome. If they come and help, great. But if you're relying on that and they don't turn up, then you're not in a good position. So again, who do you want to be? Who do you want to inspire? If you've got children, what kind of role model do you want to be? What kind of ethics do you want to instill? And in all children around us, because children are looking at us at the moment. They're looking at all the adults, and children know what is right and what is wrong. And if children see, 1 out of 100 adults doing the right thing, they'll notice it, and that'll give them inspiration to be themselves. Because, with weak parents, these kids are being pushed into doing things that's going to be detrimental to their whole life. So, yeah, now is the time. The call it's come in. We need to stand up and really start being who we're sent here to be. So there you go. Who's here? Sky Dankers, hey, how you going? Yes, you're first. Hello, Lady Arlena. Peter, hey, how you going? Yes, I'm good. How are you going? Seen a couple of your videos up there in far north Queensland, building a permaculture oasis. We can't change the nightmare. We need to exit the bad dream. Well, yeah, I mean, why would we want to change the nightmare? That's someone else's reality, right? And this is a part of the whole thing of we are the power. If we're trying to change what they are telling us and all this stuff, yeah, we're coming from a place of, well, you make the rules, not me. And so we'll just try and do the best we can within those rules. But yeah, I agree. We need to build the new world. We need to be who we're supposed to be. We need to get out there, start thinking, get free, get free of the shackles. What's that song? Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. That's where we are. That's what we need to do. Because this, and us, it's with the whole face thing. When people started making, ones with designs on them and trying to make them cool, and then they try and make them so you can see your mouth, and it's just ridiculous. That's just compliance. It's even worse than that. I mean, these people think that they're doing the right thing, but they're actually just making more people comply, making it more normalized. And we don't want that. We don't want this new normal. And clearly we can't have the old normal anymore. That's gone. We've gone through that shift. I mean, look around. Age of Aquarius is here, but with every birth, it's a cycle, right? There's death first, death and then rebirth, which is what Shiva is, which is the symbol that a lot of people tie with CERN. It's Shiva standing there with the circle, and everyone thinks it means death and destruction, and it does, but it also means rebirth. That's why there's the circle, because it's a cycle, a circle cycle. So yeah, but I mean, it's all going to change anyway. But we need to just put in our energy, in our actions, and be the change we want to see. That's what we really need to get out there and start doing it. Like Peter up there building a permaculture oasis. Confusing plans. Hey, how you going? Welcome. Oh, Southwest Queensland. Okay. I thought you were further north. Okay, you're in Southwest. Okay, there you go. So there you go. Excuse me. Now I've lost my train of thought. So, yeah, I just thought I'd come on and have a chat. There's been just a lot of talk lately, and like I said, I think a lot of people are feeling. A lot of people feel that we're here, when you're a weirdo, when you don't see, life the way that the masses do, and it's all a bit different. I think people like that have a sense that we're here to do something. And if we're here to do something, I would, postulate that the time may be now. Apart from the fact that there is no time, there's only the now, which is the gift, right? That's why they call it the present. But That's the thing. We're all here to do something, to do a job, whatever it is, to help bring in this new cycle, this new way of living, this new way of seeing the world. So, you know, I think a lot of people are waking up, but that doesn't necessarily mean a lot of people, sort of are in action and are doing things or know what to do. They're just starting to see the illusion. So it's up to, people like us who sort of know a bit more and can see more and can explain more, to get out there and to be the change, to be the action, to give other people courage to do that as well. It's like I said with the face coverings. If we go into a shop and instead of complying, we ask them, why do they think that we should do this? Where is the law that they are abiding by? Can they prove it's not harmful? That will give others, there'll be someone in that shop, probably more than one, who have got the thing on their face, who would love to stand up and not wear it, but they don't know what to do. And we can inspire those people. And if we're saying the right things and we're just being polite and calm and asking questions, then we also give them information of what they can do, and they can start understanding that they're not alone. There's other people like them. But this is the whole separation thing. If we're not out there, everyone might be thinking the exact same thing, but they all think that no one else thinks it. So nothing gets done. It's and this is what's happening. Just, it's not everyone, but it's on a big scale. So we need to be the ones to show people that it can be different. We can change this. We don't have to comply. We can question this. We can actually ask for the science, because they're going about their science and their science and their science. Well, okay, show it to us. Cool. Show it to us. But yeah, this whole thing of complying, can't go on. Like I said, I didn't go and see my specialist, and just because I wasn't going to wear it. And it's also with this whole jabby jab, and the protein spiking. And it says on the manufacturers' websites, that these people who have had the Bill's prick shouldn't be around other people who haven't had it for at least 2 weeks because of the protein spike. So that's another reason I didn't really want to go into the hospital. So this is all getting, pretty weird. We need to sort of be the ones who are standing up and questioning people and questioning the authorities. Where's this information coming from? Telling me it's advice from the medical officer is not good enough. So these people are going to get more emails from me, and I'll collect them all. I'll read them all out. I'll make a video about it, and we all should. This is what we all should be doing. Just calling these people out, because this is. Guys, the deal. These are the parasites, and this is the opposite of live, right? That's what they're after. Isness Magic. Hi, how you going? We are going to create today. Yes, we are. We create every day, so let's make it something good. Have fun with the madness. Play hopscotch on the crosses. Carry a lucky rock. Dance like Zorba the Greek. I agree. And on the beach if you can. Lucky rocks, yeah, they used to be everywhere. Why don't people have lucky rocks anymore, I wonder? They can come in useful too when people try and give you a jab. 2:30 a.m. there, is that what you're saying? 2:30 in the morning? Confusing Plane? Wow, thank you for joining us in the early wee hours. Eric, how you going, mate? Good to see you here. We're not too far in. I've had a bit of a chat. Yes, I still haven't done that live. Oh God, I've just been so busy. I did find out it was Stone, Stone, S-T-O-N-E. It's so bad. It's just so bad. It's got a couple of them. It's got the where was he from? Mad Max, I think. Mad Max. Yeah, I think he was the leader of the bikie gang, that big sort of hairy, weird-looking dude. He's in it as well as a bikie again. Yeah, Stone, yeah. I knew it was a word to do with that. Ohio time, yeah, 2:30 a.m. Ohio time, right? It's, gosh, I don't know what the time is here. 2:30, oh, there you go. It's 2:30 p.m. I'm 12 hours apart from you. Oh, have you seen it, have you, Peter? Oh, it's funny as. I'm actually going to show a bit of it on a live because they go into one of the old forts in Sydney, out on the heads there. So there you go. All right. So that's enough chat. I would show you, but I'm just on live and I don't know how to share screen on this one, so I'll have to do that on my other channel. Hopefully I'll get time tonight. I've just been busy. And sleep, how's everyone been with sleep? I've like normally I sort of sleep 6 hours. I'm up at 6:30, 7 o'clock is kind of getting late for me, and I'm up and I'm fully awake until like after midnight. But I've been sleeping a lot lately. Like 8 hours and stuff. Actually, a few times I think I slept like for 9 or 10 hours one day, and I just don't do that. So pretty strange. My sleeping patterns have gone all over the place. So a couple of other people said that had strange sleeping patterns. Anyone else had strange sleeping patterns? You sleep like the dead. Many times at the drive-in. At the drive-in, hey Peter. Back with the young chicks, hey? The Sheilas, back at the drive-ins. Bring back the drive-ins, hey? We need more drive-ins. I went to Queensland. What's it called? Wet and Wild in Queensland, and they've got a dive-in, and it's they've got a big wave pool, and at night time they turn the waves off and everyone sits on there on floaty things, and they've got a big screen and you watch movies while you're floating around in the pool. Pretty cool. But most drive-ins, I went to them, but they were all shut down by the time I think the last one I was about 18 or 19. You're not sleeping if you're thank you, Eric. Sleep pattern is all messed up. Yeah, there you go, confusing plane. Yeah, a few people have said it. Oh, there you go. Isness is good in bed. Thanks. Thanks for that. I can stay for days dozing. Oh, okay. Sleeping. Okay, now I gotcha. All right. So yeah, it's time. It's time, guys. It's time. It's time. Like I said, we're all here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And if you're watching this, the reason you're here is not to be a cog in the machine. Quite clearly, the reason is to start pulling out those cogs and watching it fall apart. And well, more than that, actually, it's to do with building something new. That's what and showing people that I think our major job is to be inspiring to people. Just like I said, through action, be the change we want to see. Do that thing that other people want to do. Do that thing that scares you as well. Because if it scares you, but you feel like you need to do it, then imagine how many people you can influence by doing that. And this is the thing is, I mean, look what's going on with all the the media and all these talking heads, and people are believing it because they see people doing it. This is how most humans learn and react and get their opinions, is from what other people do. So if we show them that if we do something else, we show them there's a different way, that there's a different option, a different choice that they can make. And like I said, especially with young children, I've seen some really disturbing stuff. There's some states in the US who have actually changed the law, and they've said that children, whatever age, can just walk in and get bills pricking them without any consent from their parents, and they're giving away free ice cream and stuff to them. And obviously all this, story time with, those drag racing people. Got to be careful what you say here. Hello, fact checkers. So yeah, this is the thing, like everything's being pushed on, and we know what this stuff is. This stuff isn't, yay, be free, we love people, be your best you. This is do what we tell you. We want to change things, and more than that, they want to change it to something not good. And like I said, that they're picking on the young, of course, first. Easy prey. It's like the Jesuits. Give me a child till they're 5 and I'll show you the man. It's because they know that they can program them. And we've all been through this programming, some more than others. I was lucky that I went to 7 schools, so I escaped most of it. I only got it in little bits. But now we need to stand up and show people, look, the world you've been shown isn't real, and so what you're being shown now isn't true. There's a different way. There's a much better path we can go down here, because no one's enjoying this. Yeah, the only reason people are following it is because they think that if they do, it will end. I don't know why they still believe that. 14 months into a 2-week, shutty shut. But they do, clearly. So we've got to start being the change and getting out there and understand that, at this point in history, it's you're no longer the weirdo. Doing that is what everyone wants to do. You can be the hero of your own movie. This is the thing. Be the hero of your own show. Stand up tall, shoulders back. All right, chin up, chest out. Stonemason, hey, how you going? Sleep when you can. Yeah, I agree. I was talking to my 17-year-old the other day, and I don't know, I think it was in the afternoon, and I saw him and I said, oh, I thought you were asleep or something. And he I can't even remember, but he basically said, turned around and said, I don't understand this time thing. I'm not sure when I sleep. So there you go. The Felon Show. Oh, King Dave. Hey, how you going, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, right is sleep. Exactly. And I've got an interview with Dave on the Felon Show. If anyone wants to see it, head over to the Felon Show. It needs more views because Martin has like double the views of mine. So you want to go watch my interview and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Felon Show with King Dave. Creatures, Isness Magic. Creatures. Yes. Innocence Lost in America. Yeah. Yeah. America's, yeah. Cheers, Dave. Yeah. America, yeah, they're being pushed hard. America's like splitting, it's got like the southern states like Texas and Florida, where pretty much everyone who's still got their sanity is trying to get into. But some of the other states are shocking, apart from the fact that, the cities are being destroyed, but some of the stuff they're trying to introduce. And they did the same thing in New Zealand. And again, I've got to be careful what I say. But basically, some lawyers took the government to court, and because over this, there's no, if you get injured by the pricky prick, you can't sue or have any reparations. And they basically took that and won it and proved that, if you were damaged, that whoever administered it was culpable. And the government the next day just changed the law. I mean, clearly they didn't change the law, but they've written down things and they've said, doesn't matter. You can't sue these people if you get injured. So at this point, I mean, we know the deal, right? They're trying to, the old, can I even say it? They're trying to wipe out, a lot of the population. We know that the deal with, Kill Bill, Hell's Gates, whatever you want to call him, and who his parents were and what he's doing now. It's the same deal. So this is the thing. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to stand up and fight, or we're just going to be like sheep to the slaughter, being, led around? Because, I think at this point, a lot of people are, and I've said before, we need to try and help everyone and all this kind of stuff. But if people are just going to not be helpable, then don't spend your energy. Spend your energy where you can make good things happen, where you can build something for the future, where you can inspire people. Talk to people who are going to listen, because otherwise you're just wasting time, and we don't have time at the moment. We've really got to decide who we want to be, which is the title of this. Who do we want to be? Who do we want to? What do we want to represent? What ethics do we want to stand for? How do we want to be remembered? How do we want people to speak about us? That person inspired me because they stood up, or that person was so compliant. They're one of us. I mean, and how do you want to think of yourself in the future? I always think of that story of that little old lady who they interviewed on her deathbed, and basically she said that she regrets not being her, not living her life, not dancing, not speaking up, not being joyous, not caring about what other people think. And this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing that stops people acting and standing up for what is right, is what will other people think? Well, who are other people, and how do you know what they think? All these other people, chances are you're never ever going to meet them. So who cares? Who cares what they think? And I mean, at this point, we know that, they probably don't think. This is a thing. And we're all here to do a job. We're all here to be someone. And we need to start being those people and start walking the walk, standing out in courage. Because all this stuff is scary. We haven't done it before. I understand that. But you've just got to sort of trust. Just trust that you have everything you need, that the power's in you, that there is something greater than us that has your back, that will look after you. If you do the right thing, it will look after you. If you do the wrong thing, you're on your own, So, I mean, and that's a big thing with confidence too. And you see it a lot in, people with real faith, not this sort of false faith, but, if you really believe that there's there's a creative being, let's put it that way, a creative energy, and it's got your back if you're doing the right thing, well, that can give you a lot of confidence to step out and do what needs to be done. Be the inspiration, inspire people. I'm going to have a sip of coffee now. Let me see what's going on with this chat. Yeah, Peter. Melbourne is crazy town. I heard that. Oh, sorry, Stone. Did I call you what? Did I call you Mason? Sorry, Manson. Whoops. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, Melbourne. What is it? 4 cases. Of course, when you have it, there's no symptoms, nothing happens. But yeah, now they're trying to shut down and introduce the face wearing stuff again. Yep, no fear, love. I agree. Stand out in see, love's powerful. It's like that confidence thing. Love isn't in your face. You can just stand there in your power. But fear, we've seen what fear does to people. All these crazy people running around yelling at people. That's fear. That's craziness. Draconian measures, yeah, in Australia, yeah, exactly. Change the law. Yep. No fear. People still think this can be solved yeah, no, I wouldn't. Hey, Volker Bear, how you going? Welcome. Yeah, the courts. This is the thing. This is the legal system that was created by the system. You can't beat the system from within the system. It's not going to work. And there is all this lawyer stuff coming out. People talking about Nuremberg too and all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff being put together and cases being put together. But this is the thing. Where are you going to try them? Sure, there is a people's court, but how do you get people in there? How do you get it? This is the thing. It's all well and good to say, oh, well, they've done the wrong thing and we can prove it. Well, how are you going to bring them to justice if you can't get them into a court? And even if you can, these people have private armies pretty much. So it's got to, I don't think that's the way forward. I think the way forward is to focus on what we want, turn the telly off and start living our lives and building the world we want. And these people will just sort of fall away. It's like where your attention flow. What is it? Where attention goes, energy flows. So whatever we're focusing on, we're making bigger. And this is, at the moment, everyone's focusing on what's going on. So, focus on something different, on what we want. Where are we? A lot of city folk moving out. Yeah, flooding Utah. Oh, there you go. Hello, Valley Bear. Welcome. 2 bears. There's a bear in there. A lot of city folk moving out, flooding Utah. Is that where Owen is? Is he in Utah? He's up there somewhere. Attitude is more important. Yeah. Definitely, Dave. Where basically it's life is, 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react, or how you act, I should say, because don't really want to react, because that's just doing the same things over and over again. You want to act differently to the circumstances. Help others without yes, exactly, Eric. Help others without expecting anything in return. It's all about giving. And this is where a lot of people go wrong, is they expect that, with the law of attraction, all this kind of stuff, they give something, they expect it to come back from the same source, or to come back at a certain time or whatever. But that's if you the problem is, if you're giving with that attitude, you're not really giving, are you? Because the reason you're giving is to expect something back. That's not giving. That's called, you want to exchange something, or you want to trade. Different thing. I need to cough. Hang on. I shall mute my microphone. Excuse me. There we go. The voice of self-doubt, following the God of tyranny, freedom to create, God of peace. Yeah, exactly. Self-doubt is that little voice that whispers, but it's not the little quiet voice. It's the other one. And most of that voice is other people, and it's all based on, what will other people think? What if you fail? But it's all to do with other people, that little voice. If you understand that it doesn't really matter what other people think, then that little voice, kind of loses its power. No Queensland family law can handle me. Bump me up to the chief registry in Sydney. Oh gosh, you're still going through that, Peter. That sucks. But good that you're getting through the courts and up to the top. Jay Armstrong, hello. 244. Oh, there you go. You must be, over near Manson, Stone Manson. Very much appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Be patient, be loving, but take no shit. I agree. Stand your ground. Stand in your power. Does anyone around Brisbane want any raw milk? There you go. Does anyone? Hello, Stanley. You're up on a farm somewhere, are you? Well, there you go. Peters, in Queensland. Standing in your own power, yes. Hello, people. Spirited woman, hello, welcome. Mormontown in Utah. Is that where everyone's going? To the Mormontown? Oh, well, Utah is Mormontown, isn't it? That's Mormon state. Anybody hear about what Iceland did a while back? But yeah, I do. Eric, I love that story. In Iceland, and this was 3 or 4 years ago, they started trying to pass all these laws, and everyone just went, this is crap. And you can't do that. And the politician said, bugger off. So all the women of the town, of the whole city, went out with pots and pans and walked in circles around the Parliament building, smashing their pots and pans, literally until the parliamentarians came out, and they were all arrested. And all the banksters, because they had all banksters, high up bank CEOs all through their Parliament, and they all got arrested. And now, exactly, it's thriving, and no one talks about it because not allowed to talk about that stuff. Cloud spirits, bovine growth hormone secretions. Ooh. Yes, that's obviously about milk. Bosto, being of service to others is my motto. Spirited woman. Bosto. Oh, okay. Being of service to others. Very good. Bosto is my motto. It's almost a poem. Be of service. And this is the thing about, religions and that, right? Like, they love to throw dogma at you and tell you, it's all about, you've got to be at a certain building on a certain day at a certain time, or you've got to say certain words, a certain amount of times, to be good and get into heaven. But if you actually follow the teachings, the teachings of how, the man Jesus lived his life, it's all about service and what you can give. And I mean giving as in giving of yourself, not giving words to, or whatever. In Iceland. Yeah. Iceland's awesome. Not sure what's going on there now. I haven't heard much about it. I think they had a volcano go off recently. Helping and giving should be automatic. It should be. I think, it needs to be instilled like anything. It needs to be taught. And most people do teach their children this. But clearly, if you're leaving your kids in front of TV or at school, we don't know what they're being taught. This is the problem. Got to take back the power. And that begins with our children. If we don't get the right foundation, then, we're going to end up a bit crooked. The perceived authorities should be ignored. No voting. I agree. I haven't voted in 10 years at least. They tried to fine me, and I just wrote them a letter and said, because I'm in Australia, and said, prove you're the, proper de jure government of the Commonwealth of Australia, because they're the government of Australia. They're not the government of the Commonwealth of Australia. And of course, that's the last I heard of it. No more fines, no nothing. And this is the thing. And everyone says, well, if you don't vote, well, no, if you vote, you're giving them the power to stay in power and to keep doing the stuff they're doing. This is the thing. How's it going? Sean, living the truth. I am well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Valley Bear, I feel like I need an internal reset and to stop worrying about an external reset. Yeah. Where to start? The past. I find most people's, problems as far as thoughts and restricting themselves, I think it's all with the past. One of my favorite sayings is, the statue's not finished when there's nothing more to add. It's finished when there's nothing more to take away. So it's like we're born, as a clean slate, complete confidence, complete love, complete faith in ourselves. And then we're taught all this stuff. So if you imagine like a statue, all this extra clay gets lumped on. No, you're this. No, you're this. No, you're this. No, you're this. And so by the time that we're adults, we've got all this extra baggage and it's not even us. It's just all this from outside, all these opinions and stuff. And so I think that the place to start is to start peeling that off. And the way to do that, because obviously you can't go through it, check out every, bit and peel it off, is just to understand that, the past is just there to teach you. That's it. It's just there to teach you. I've said it a lot, and I say it to my kids all the time. Prove the past even exists. Like, seriously, can you prove to me that you weren't made 5 minutes ago, put in this world, and all the memories that you've got implanted in you? I mean, can you prove that? Because if you can't, then how do you prove that the past even exists? And I say this not to say that it didn't exist, but to say that you shouldn't be putting a lot of focus and energy on it. Because the other thing is, if you talk to people about the past, you can get 3 or 4 people who were all at an event in the past, and you talk to them all 10 years later, they'll all give you a different story of what happened. So that's the other thing. The past is subjective. It's not like a solid fact. And so many people treat it as a solid fact. And so you can imagine if you were young and you got bullied, it may have started off as a tiny thing, but the more attention you give it, the bigger it gets. And by the time you're an adult, you might think that it was this massive traumatic thing and you got bullied for years when it might have just been one little incident. It's like the whole thing where attention goes, energy flows. When we focus on things, they get bigger. So that's the first thing. Don't focus on the past. If things are coming up, just ask yourself, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? What do I need to learn? Because once you learn that lesson, it should fall off, because that's all it's there for, is to teach you. The past is a teacher, not a prophet. It's there to teach us. It's not there to tell us, that what the future is. It's just there to teach us how to build a better future, how to be a better person, where we may have gone wrong, how we can do things better. So that's my advice, is start. And it's the whole thing, living in the now, but it's just really trying to understand that all this stuff that we carry, it's from other people. And the other people that give it to us, it's not even theirs. They got it from someone else. So it's all opinion. None of it's based on fact or anything. It's just opinion stacked on opinion, stacked on opinion, stacked on opinion. That's it. Even like academics and all these people with letters after their names, who might be, so, everyone thinks that they're so smart and intelligent. Everything they know pretty much. And, obviously there's, the 10% that are self-educated, but most of these people, they're just regurgitating what someone else has found out. So it's the same thing. They're not saying anything new. Someone told them something, so they're like repeating it. And this is, and people take this stuff on and give it so much attention and give it so much validity as applying to their life when it's got nothing to do with them. It's just other people pretty much spewing their self-made restrictions onto you. That's all it is. People are annoyed that they're not, brave enough to step out. So they tell you that they're not brave enough that you're not brave enough to step out. And that's the other thing about opinion and all this stuff is if someone tells you, if you've got an idea and you're like, I want to do this, and someone says, no, don't do this because you'll fail. What they're telling you is not that they believe you'll fail. They're telling you that they believe they would fail if they tried it, because they can't tell you anything else. They don't know who you are. They can only tell you from their perspective. So they're just telling you that they're the failure, not you. So this is the main thing, is just to really look at life, look at what it is. And to me, I think it's simple. We get all this crap and they try and make things so convoluted and complex and you've got problems, or you need to go and see a psychologist, and you need all this, and you need, what about your family and your mother and all of these issues? Yeah, well, no. I mean, that's just focusing on the problems. I'd say understand that those problems aren't really your problems. Stand in your power. Focus on who you want to be. Change, your focus. This is the main thing. Just change it. Leave the past behind you. It's like when you're driving in a car, and you've got the windscreen in front of you. The rear vision mirror it's not even 10%, is it? It's only a little bit. And that's what the past should be in your life. What you can see behind you should only be a little bit. And that's, again, it's just to learn lessons. So there you go, a bit of a spiel. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a hairy throat. Fasting and reading scripture. Yeah, look, I totally agree with fasting. Fasting is awesome. Of course, make sure you know what you're doing. Do it properly. And scripture, look, I think if you're going to follow that, then the best thing to do is to read it yourself. Yeah, interpret it yourself. And this is the thing, religion, specifically the Christian religion, it should be about trying to be like Christ, trying to live like he lived. And this is, when I was young, it was like all these people go to church and they dress up and they look nice, but when they go home, I don't see them taking homeless people into their homes. I don't see them out there, feeding the homeless or talking, trying to help people. And this is the problem, is they think, or they're told, or whatever, they trick themselves into believing they just got to turn up to a building on a Sunday. That's not, Jesus didn't teach in churches. Oh, Stuffed Beagle. Hello, how you going? Welcome. Fines for not voting. Yeah, no, I didn't get, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. You're probably in the USA. In Australia, it's compulsory to vote. You have to vote in Australia. So yeah, it's compulsory. So basically, if you don't vote, they try and fine you. So a bit different from the USA, where you try and get people to vote. In Australia, people think you're a weirdo if you don't vote. Missed all these. Where are we up to? Let me read a few things. Voting is a privilege and not a right in the States. Yeah. It's a completely different system, isn't it? Reset a couple of times a day to keep your spirit healthier. Yeah, well, definitely, Sean. That's the other thing, is spend time by yourself with your own thoughts, without the outside influences. And the best way, of course, is just meditation. And all meditation means It's nothing weird and wooey. Just means sitting down and being quiet. That's it. Try and quieten your mind down. And then try and see what those thoughts going through your mind are. And if they're thoughts that you don't want, then let them go. Thank you, not interested. And this way you can also start to see what you do think, but ultimately also try and get to that place where you're not thinking. Because when you're not thinking, you're connected. You hit that place where you can connect to the creator, and you get inspirations and all this kind of stuff. So definitely quiet time and breathing. Breathing is very good, like the Wim Hof method, things like that. Because life is breath, right? Craig, how are you going? Craig Allen, welcome. We are love experiencing itself. Yes, we definitely are, and we should be. A lot of people aren't, but again, that's what we need to show. We need to choose. Is that what we want to be? Is that how we want to be remembered? And then we need to act into that. Give other people the courage to do it as well. Oh, thank you, Valley Bear. I hope it helped. Human life is only witnessed from our... Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Craig. This is the thing. This is why we can't really give other people advice. Well, I mean, we give other people advice. We can't tell other people how to do anything because we don't know. Everyone's got a different perspective, and what's right for us isn't necessarily right for someone else. And so here I sit talking to you, say we can't give advice, but this is the thing. It's all information. And, me talking, I'm not trying to change anyone, but hopefully I say something that will help someone change themselves. Just give them a different thought, a different way to think of things. And that's obviously a change. And that's how we move forward, is just different ideas, different inspirations, different ways to look and think of life and our experience down here. Because that's what we need at the moment, is different points of view. Vulcan, the past can be haunting. Time is not linear. Yeah. Life is happening now. Yeah. And I agree, the past can be haunting. But this is the thing, the more attention you give it, the more it's going to haunt you. Right. And that's almost what that word haunting means. It's just kind of there. But the more you look at it, the scarier it gets. Forever Flat. Hey, how you going? Welcome. Sometimes it's hard to avoid the past if one has PTSD. I can't even say it. Post-traumatic syndrome. Is that what post-traumatic? No, I can't remember what it stands for. PTSD, post-traumatic something. I mean, look, I understand there's a lot of people who've been through a lot of stuff, and I'm very, very blessed and lucky that I've never had anything, really traumatic in my life. So I'm not the one to give advice on that. All I would say is that when I look out and see how they deal with a lot of these things, especially with pharmaceuticals, is I don't see a lot of people get much benefit from that type of therapy. So it needs to be dealt with, but I think there's better ways to deal with these things. And of course, if it is something that's, you see, with trauma, big trauma actually can like, how do I say this? Put like an encode into your body, and it can actually sit in your energy field, and that does need to be released. That's a bigger problem than just the stress of life. And like I said, I haven't been through that stuff, but yeah, that's kind of my views on it. I would need to get an expert on. I don't want to be giving opinions, because I don't know. But yes, I hope that it's not you who is suffering from that spirited woman. And if you are, I hope everything is okay and getting better. Yeah, Eric, exactly right. Dead people vote in the USA. Peter, I got pulled up recently. I asked him if he pulled me over for a date. He asked me if I knew if I was speeding. I replied, "So you're not asking me for a date?" I was told to go. Nice. Exactly. Have fun with them, I mean, and these cops, they appreciate it if you're nice and a bit funny to them, because imagine what they go through in a day. And the thing is, most of them are just humans. It does depend on what country you're in and what state, if you're in Australia. But in the end, most of them are humans. Unfortunately, the problem with Victoria is it's like literally, it's like 80% of them. They're all, they're all those people. Those people. If you know what I'm talking about. Pets vote in the USA. Everyone votes in the USA, except those ones with the red hats. I noticed people waking up a bunch of I agree. People are, and it's going to be different levels. Missy, hello, welcome. Glad you could join us. People are going to, there's people who have lived in the dream and believe that the movie was real. And now they're just starting to question things like, oh, maybe the government's not telling us the truth about everything. So there's so many different levels. So if someone is prepared to listen, just show them, be kind, do it with love and everything. If they're not prepared to listen, do it the same way, but just don't spend any time talking to them because it's a waste. Post-traumatic stress disorder. There you go. That's what I couldn't work out. Shell shock. A lot of returned veterans and things have it. And I mean, my biggest remedy for that would be let's stop having wars. They can keep their pharma and chemicals. Yes, I agree, Stuffed Beagle. I did see your email too. I haven't opened it. I saw that you sent me one. I'll have time the next day or two. I'll get back to you. Shakira, how you going? Yes, live. Oh my gosh, 50. Here I'm thinking I'm just going to do half an hour, and somehow I don't know how I talk so much. I'm actually not. Hello, notification. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know how I talk so much. Because normally I don't. Well, if it's on the right topic, it is hard to shut me up. But normally I'm not that talkative. I'm definitely not a what are they called? Those outgoing people, an extrovert. And just on that, have I said this before? The whole introvert extrovert thing. We're taught that extroverts are these people who go out and they're the life of the party and everything, and introverts are basically shy people, right? That's what they try and tell us, but that's not true. If you go and look at the actual, the meanings of these words, it's different. An introvert is someone who's happy with their own company, and an extrovert is someone who needs the company of others to be happy. So it's almost the opposite of what you think it is, because most of these extroverts, they're out there because they need, it's like the stars. They need people to be telling them that they're awesome. I'm quite happy with my own company, but sometimes you can't shut me up. Oh, this cough. Gosh, got the Rona. The magical mystery bug. Hope you get. Oh, thank you, Voca. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the channel. Yeah, I do want. Yeah, I want a little, like a staffy sort of little doggy puppy. It's been 3 years since I've had a puppy, and it's the only time in my life I haven't had a dog. So I definitely want one. Thank you, Volker. They back you into a corner. They do. Lots of love from Outback Australia. Hello, Outback Australia. We were talking about, we've just gone into chat at the moment, pretty much, Shakira. I was talking about how it's time. It's time to decide who we want to be and to start acting and being that person, because the time is now. All this stuff's been brought in. And so we need, we, the people that know what's going on and can see this, we need to be the ones to stand up and start making noise and standing in our power and saying no more, and giving other people the courage to do the same. Because if we don't do it, who is? If it's not, what's that saying? If it's not If it's not me, then who? I can't even remember. But yeah, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? Because this is the thing. There's all these people who want to stand up and want to do these things, but they don't want to stand out. They don't see other people doing it. But if they do see other people doing it, that gives them the confidence and the power and the courage to do the same thing. And this is how we start movements. You know, we need to be the heroes from those movies. You know, all these, you know, the movies, you know, with the people standing up the battles, you know, like Braveheart, you know, stand up, be brave. What's the worst that could happen? You know, because if we don't stand up, what will happen is probably a lot worse. Oh, thank you, Forever Flat. Yes. Please like my videos. Awake, not woke. Yes, don't be woke, be awake. Definitely. Mindset for the circumstance. Can't speak. Mindset for the circumstance, yeah. And it's all changing. We have to, really hone our mindset and see what's going on and start living in the reality that is now. Because most people, they're living in the old world. They don't realize anything's changed. Everything is inverted, definitely. There's even been a lot of talk lately that North and South might even be inverted. Have you ever thought of that one? No, no, Craig, no, haven't had the lurgy. I heard that in England, they've just brought out the stats for deaths, and the last 12 months, I think it was the last 12 months, is actually the lowest on record. So yeah, right. There's one of those demics of pan going on, apparently. Andy Sings, how are you going? Thank you. Brian Howard, Wooden Nickels. Hello, Brian. Wooden Nickels? Hello, yes, I know Wooden Nickels. I'm not sure. Just the nano... God, nanocough, don't say that. It's scary. Respect the host for running this chat. Thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Peter. Any new strands of the virus? No. Yes, we are spirited. We are, and that's what we need to understand and stand in. Yeah, definitely, Eric. 100%. That's all it is. The flu, and that's provable. If you go look at the records, literally the numbers have just swapped. No one gets the flu anymore. Interesting that. That's true. Fact checkers at Facebook. Go and check it. I'm not telling lies. It's fact check. True. Don't cut my video. Free won't. Often hear people say someone should. Yeah, exactly. Us. We should. Lawsuits, yeah. I mean, the thing is with lawsuits is what court of law are we going to hold them in? That these people own the courts. I mean, if you the people, you know, it's like George Carlin said, right? It's a big club and we ain't in it. And we know what the club is, right? It's that club. And when you get to the upper echelons of that, you know, that's where they own the lot. Unfortunately, you know, because in that it's like we go to university, right? And if we're lucky, we can pay $100,000 and get one degree. Go in their club. You need 33 before they'll even start telling you the truth. Well, what they see is the truth. Let's say that. Have I said too much? Common cold. Yeah, let's come produce it. Yeah, I agree. Stop consuming. The Amish don't get COVID. Yeah, exactly, because they don't watch TV. Where are the brave people? Exactly. Lowest on record. Press me one. Thumbs up. Wooden Nickels, yes. Yeah, Wooden Nickels, yeah. He's been doing some interesting videos lately. I've actually got one that's half done along those lines for my other channel. Autodidactic, I'm sure you all know of it. Yeah, construction photos. Ooh, the plot thickens. And there's a lot of stuff coming out on that side as well. Yeah, very interesting. They're starting to sort of try and demonize us, shall we say. Everyone's dying to stay alive. They are. Exactly right. You know, these things used to be sayings forever flat, right? Now that's true. I even saw a meme, and people are getting big tattoos, like big ones, where they got Bill's prick in, and they're proud of it. And the meme says, you know, now the cattle brand themselves, and it's just so true. You know, the same kangaroo court. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. If we can, what we need though is we need the armies. You know, we need the force behind it to enforce and to get these people into a box, into a jail cell. Because the thing is, you can hold the trials without them being present, and you can convict them. That's not the problem. It's then getting hold of them, and that's getting into the system where, you know, let's hope we can get there, but with our own court and our own system outside of theirs. But to do that, we need to wake a lot more people up and really start, you know, just, you know, start getting to people to question, you know, the morals and the ethics of these people that are making the decisions, and then start showing them what they've done. And it doesn't take too much to understand these people are all just lying criminals, and much worse, you know, much worse, much worse, so bad. They're just, they're the devils. That's what they are. Yeah, look, many have been, drugs, food. The biggest, you know, food's a huge one, and water, but food and education, you know, like they beat down our mental health, strength, and then the food. And apart from, you know, the depleted nutrients, the GMOs, you know, it's all the additives and stuff as well, like all the corn fructose and the high, you know, the high, what are they called, fructose sugars, and also things like estrogen is literally put into foods and fed to young boys, you know, and that's why there's no men standing up. And, you know, you don't have to look far. You know, go to TikTok and see what's going on out there. It's pretty scary stuff. So it's clearly, you know, my generation, I guess, you know, the older people, they have to show these youngins the way. You know, like they've had no leaders either. I mean, I barely had leadership in my generation. So, you know, imagine what the youth of today have had. They've literally, most of them have been raised on, you know, junk food and movies. So it's that's why we need to stand up and be the change and show people this can be done and how it can be done. And get out there and do it. In the good old days, tattoos were for Indigenous people, bikers, and yeah. Nuremberg Code, Spirited Woman. What's the Nuremberg Code? I know the Nuremberg trials. I've heard of Nuremberg 2.0 people are talking about. And I mean, I know there's, if we can enforce it, then awesome. We've just got to get hold of these people. Now tattoos are in fashion. Yeah, exactly. It's just same with everything. Look at what girls are wearing today. You know, it's pretty disgraceful. What is best saying, Cambell? The herd is branding themselves. Yeah, they are. Thoughts on NASA? 12 dark waves expelled from the sun. What's that mean? 12 dark waves expelled from the sun. Was that something that happened that they saw? Dark waves coming out the sun? Sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it? NASA, never a straight answer. NASA. I mean, what can you say about NASA? I mean, it was started from Project Paperclip, where they brought Nazi scientists across with all their rocket technology and basically turned that into NASA. And now they get, what is it, 60 million a day? Something like that. It's a lot of money to create CGI. So I haven't got too much faith in NASA. You know, I think they're just a big propaganda. No, TikTok makes me want to go post. Yeah, TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok. I mean, it's got the right name though, right? It's like the 11th hour, right? Tick tock, tick tock. We're all going to die. Alchemy experiments are going well. B-Tuck. Yes, I'm still working it out. It sounds good. I should be talking to Bernard this afternoon, actually. I've got another one that'll be up on Saturday. Yeah, I think it's got a lot to do with the domes. Tesla said the world's a battery. So we're looking at the sun as a cathode and the moon as an anode, maybe, and they're definitely giving off energies. So yeah, alchemy, it's just the way that they used to get free energy and used to use the natural, energies and harmonics of this realm to, they used to work with it to get free energy and to get free, energy, but emotional energy, healing stuff, and to make people feel good. It was all to do with the planets, which are the wandering stars as well, of course, and the sun and the moon. It's everywhere. So I've got a lot to learn. I've done a bit, in the past in that kind of realm, but nothing like Bernard's done. All right, we're up to an hour, so I might get going. So I'll just read through these last few comments. Sun is changing chemistry to helium. Yeah, well, okay. Oh, I didn't read. Have you explained yourself? Have you? White scorching hot sun plasma changing. We may be able to gain mental power. Yeah. Well, today's the 26th. Well, it is in Australia. So there's a full lunar eclipse tonight, and the Aztecs, I believe. I think it's the Aztecs, not the Mayans. Yeah, the Aztecs have it on their calendar as the sixth sun, when the coming of the sixth sun, what they call the sixth sun. And all this stuff would obviously coincide with the age of Aquarius. A lot of stuff's moving around up there, changing. The sun, we don't even know what the sun is really. So yeah, I mean, it could be anything. Could be portals. Who knows? We just don't know a lot about where we are, where we live. We just don't. Yeah, I agree. NASA does make the best space movie, Stuffed Beagles. Not another stupid animation. Nice one. Psalm 12:1. I don't know that one. Sorry, Craig. Need another 7 astronauts. Geo West, how you going? Exactly. But I mean, all those astronauts are still alive, aren't they? Kicked from the golden chariot. Oh, NASA cartoon footage. G'day, cobbers. Hey. Hi, Cambell. Big fan of your multifaceted approach to content creation. Oh, thank you, Stefan. Both kids and adults need role models. Western education defines science is such a smuggerant manner. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and they love to do it, don't they? I've got letters behind my name, so whatever I say must be the truth. You must believe me, or you're a weirdo. Do not question the science, right? But I mean, how's that for an oxymoron? Literally, science is the art of questioning things. That's it. You question it, you do experiments, you come to conclusions. So anyone who says do not question the science doesn't know what science is. They're clearly not all there. The media has released info that Atlantis has been found in Africa. Is that the eye of Africa? Stefan, I just read that. Yes, thank you, Stefan. Last of the Wild Man. Hello, how you going? Welcome. New Zealand has a NASA base in New Zealand called Rocket Lab at the Mahia Peninsula, and they sent a rocket up last week, and it came straight down into the ocean. And this is the thing, right? When did they say the first ones went up? In the 60s? I mean, we're 60 years into this, and they still can't build a rocket. And it's not like they've improved the tech or anything. It's still the same tech. A tube with a bit of fire, ignition fire underneath it, and they still can't get them to work. That's awesome. Gotta love that. Don Petit. Oh, didn't say that. It's all alchemy done by funiscation. Funiscation. I'll have to work out what that word means. It seems to be. It's, I think alchemy just seems to be working with the natural energies that are down here. Spelled that wrong. Is the name Campbell derived from the guild or trade that were experts in camshafts or bells? Really? No. Campbell was actually just my father's boss's name when I was born, and they just both happened to like the name. So it's actually nothing to do with Scotland. I do have some Scottish heritage, Scottish, and I have no P in it because when I was born, gay people were called camp, and so my father did not want camp in my name. So there you go. That's the story of my name. We all have mental powers. CIA have you? CIA. Yeah, they're doing horrible things. They can send thoughts into people's minds and all this kind of stuff. You split your concentration well. Oh, thank you. I try to. It's very confusing in my head. I hope it comes out not confusing. Oh, yes, you're with me there, Peter. I'm crazy, so welcome. The current mainstream theory of the sun is laughable. Yeah, I agree. And they don't even know. They don't even know. And, the shape of the Earth keeps changing. It's an oblate spheroid now. It used to be a perfect circle. The pictures we get are perfect circles or spheres, but, Neil deGrasse Tyson tells us that it's an oblate spheroid and it goes 14 kilometers up at the equator. But we don't see that they forgot to tell the art department, I think. The Atlantis Eye. Yeah, well, there you go. Interesting. They're releasing all this UFO stuff at the moment too. So there's going to be a lot coming out. And this is the thing: is it real? Is it another movie? Is it part real? Is it obfuscation? This is where we come in, and we've got to be, autodidactic and not believe things because we hear them. You just go, oh, that's interesting, and then you get more and more information. And once you've got more information, then you can start to come to conclusions. Learning official facts does not necessarily mean you're telling the truth. No, Paul. Hello, welcome. Most of the times it means that you're not telling the truth because, as we know, we're at the point now where even education is just business. So you're only taught what they want you to know. You're only taught what is useful to them. So it's all. Education teaches you not to think, pretty much. If you try and think for yourself, they'll say, no, you're wrong, don't do that. And so they try and teach you not to think. So it's they're more indoctrinated than anyone, really. Stanley, hello. I'm on 100 acres along the banks of the Logan River. Oh, there you go. So you're in Queensland. Nice. That sounds very nice. Is that Queensland, Logan River, I'm guessing? Atlantis learning official facts. Yes, space time split or something tonight. Yeah, well, yeah. This is what they're saying. Channel Junior, is that how I say that? Welcome. The Aztecs are saying it's the coming of the sixth sun. That's what their calendar says. So yeah, lunatics are the happiest people. There you go. Let's all get out under the sun and be lunatics. Yeah, I mean, we could use a good EMF pulse or something at the moment, couldn't we, really? So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's something going on. This is the thing. At this point, there's something going on, and it's much bigger than us, than the governments, the cabal, all this stuff. It's much bigger than that. So hopefully something big tonight, something big and good. Excuse me. Amazon has contract for new lunar lander. Well, there you go. Amazon. They're going to deliver it by drones. We should be partying on a moon hotel resort. Yeah, exactly right. Or at the very least, there should be a 24-hour camera on the moon pointed at the Earth. Yeah, I think I'll get out and have a bit of a look at the eclipse. Definitely see what happens. See if I, sprout fangs and claws and start howling. Yeah. B-Tuck. Yeah, GoFundMe. Oh, yeah, I'd love to get outside. That'd be good. Martin was talking about it. He's got something that he's trying to raise money and get down to Antarctica. Where are we? So we'll be signing off soon. I just God, I talk too much, don't I? Doing a world as master view the eclipse tonight. No, you should be fine. It's a lunar eclipse, so they say in a solar eclipse you're not supposed to look at it, but lunars are fine. Thank you, channel. Same to you. Same to everyone. Let's hope something good. Let's hope some bright light shines down here. Light is dark, dark is light. Everything's inverted. Ooh. James, how you going? Thank you for being here. I'm just about to sign off, unfortunately. They sank your island. Oh, that's no good. Aztecs, yes. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see tonight, Kahuna. Santos Bonacci did a video on it within the last week. If you look up Santos Bonacci, lunar eclipse, you should find it. Amazon cities planned in the US. Oh God, probably smart cities. Yeah. Yes, Paul. We're all lunatics. Fungible was in a real world. Excuse me. There's so many words coming out, Stefan. Fungible. Fungible, it's basically talking about things that, transferring things that are not real into things that are real. Like, cryptocurrency, it's not actually real, but if it's fungible, it means you can turn it into cash. But yeah, all these pictures, what are those pictures called? Those, those pictures that you buy, and people are paying all this money for them. You can't do anything with them. You can sit and look at them on your screen. That's it, because they're non-fungible. It's weird. Santos is a badass. Yes, I will check my email. Yes, I will, Stuff Beagle. I'll get back to you and we shall chat. All right. Here in Norway, we have the supermoon. Oh, there you go. You're in Norway, Missy. There you go. Yeah. Wow. Well, you should get some video of that, because you should have a good view. It's supposed to be a full lunar eclipse as well. That's what I hear. Everyone should go outside, to the outside to see the flip. Yes. I still unfortunately can't drive. I've got my bus ready to go, but I can't drive it. Soon though. Admiralty, Maritime Admiralty Law, yes, has to go. Definitely. Got to get rid of that, Jason. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. You should be able to see it too. Yeah, I'll be able to see the moon tonight. Yep, I'll definitely get out there. Had a huge full moon. It wasn't a super moon, but I'll be out there and I will look at it. And I will report back on what I find. Maybe we'll all. Maybe the world will be a much different place tomorrow. Who knows? Let's hope. But if it isn't, guys, remember that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the change we want to see. We are the ones with the power to give others the power, just by being ourselves and acting, and giving other people the courage to act as well. So it's up to us. The time is here. Do you hear the call? All right, it's time to respond. Thank you, guys, for spending some time with me. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for the chat. Love you all. And remember, look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there. And it's definitely time to bring that greatness out and show it to the world. All right, guys. Love you all. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.